Hey, this is Mrs. Meyer. I'm going to go over your college biology lecture syllabus. Don't forget that there is also a lab syllabus that you should watch the video for and learn about as well, because Biology 100 actually has two parts on your college transcript. It will show up as the lecture for some credits and then the lab for another set of credits. At the beginning here is just some information about your SMSU faculty mentor, who is, her name is Dr. DC, and you'll be seeing her throughout the year, as well as myself, some contact information, and the textbook that we'll be using. And the textbook is both a hardcover textbook and an online edition as well. The concurrent enrollment gives you some information about how this works with the college. So the program that you're enrolling in is called College Now. The lecture portion, as I said, is separate from the lab portion. The lecture portion is worth 3 credits. The lab is 1 credit, and this is acceptable at most institutions as a non-biology major course. So if you are going into any other field besides biology or medicine or something specific to the biological sciences, this will count as your general science course for college. The course objective is listed there. This is the same course objective as the college level course. So if you were taking this course on the college campus, this would be the same objective and the same learning outcomes. So all of these different outcomes are the same ones that would be in your freshman year biology class in college. Again, it talks about the 3 credits for the lecture versus the 1 credit for the lab. And then just a little bit of information for what's called the lecture section. So there will be assigned readings and assigned videos that are going to be throughout the year that I've attached a schedule for. I'll talk more about those schedules later. But for now, that's just a general outline of what's going to be covered in class. But of course, like anything, it's flexible and some revisions may be made during the course. So make sure that you are prepared one way or another, whether we're on schedule or not, before you come to class, so you've got everything you need. This again is modeling what an actual college class would be like, where the professor would expect you to read the text before you come to the course or to the class where the professor would give a lecture. Cell phones, make sure that your cell phones and other electronic devices, so like iPads for example, should not become a distraction to yourself, to other students, or to the instructor. In a college classroom, you'd be asked to leave the classroom. In this case, I would probably ask you to give me your device. Attendance. Even if you are not in class, you are still responsible for the information. So you have to contact other students or get onto Schoology to get the missed material. If you've tried all your options and you're still confused about what you missed, of course you may always come and see me as the instructor. But again, this is supposed to mimic a college environment where you might not be able to get a hold of your professor all the time. And so you need to make those kind of networks within your class with your fellow classmates so that you can get information that you missed from them. Plagiarism is a huge deal at college, as it well should be. And in high school, we're trying to teach you more about how important it is to avoid this. So SMSU's policy for academic dishonesty will be enforced in this class. And there's an online link to their policy, so you can look that over if you want to. But I'm going to read this word for word because this is very important. Copying information, directly or indirectly, from other students or authors or sources, and not giving credit to these individuals for information used in a paper or oral presentation, this includes lab reports, will be considered acts of plagiarism and will be reported to the college dean. In addition, you would receive 0 points for all work that is plagiarized and may fail the course because of such actions. What also falls under this is cheating on assessments such as quizzes or tests. So all of this is very serious. As I said, you could fall under the SMSU's academic honesty policy, which means perhaps you could be asked to leave the course. You could get a permanent kind of flag on your transcript. you could fail the course. So because it's really bad consequences, but also because it cheats you out of learning, avoid academic dishonesty and plagiarism at all costs. And if you're thinking to yourself, is this not honest or is this plagiarism? Then just assume it's not good and stay away from it. All right, the grading in this course is based on the following assignments. There are 8 exams, 1 for each unit. They're 45 points each. They're a mixture of multiple choice and short answer. So that's a total of 360 points. Again, later on I'll show you where the dates of the exams are listed, although those are flexible. Then we have other miscellaneous assignments throughout the year, including little quizzes, in-class assignments, homework, projects, other things like that, which will be 100 to 150 points depending on what we end up getting through. So the total possible points are there, and then it's just a straight out percentage. Out of that total possible points, how many percent of points did you get? And there's your grading scale. Okay. On to missing exams here at the bottom. We will be flexible on those exam dates, as I said. If there are going to be a lot of students absent on an exam date, I can change those, and that's fine. But you should do everything in your ability as well to be present on an exam day. You are only allowed 1 makeup exam due to an excused or unexcused absence. So let's say you're gone one day and we have a test on that day. I can give you that test at a later date, but if you have another missed exam, you just get a 0 for the score. Okay, so we're going to work together to make sure everybody's in class as much as possible during the exams. But if that becomes an issue for you, you know that you're going to start losing points. So we're going to make sure that it happens, that we can get you here for those exam dates. Again, I'll let you know when those exams are. The makeup test, if you missed one, you'll have to do that during a study hall or before or after school. It's not during class. And it has to be completed on the day you return to school. So if you're sick on a Thursday and you come back on Friday, expect that you're going to have to take your test on that Friday if you missed the test on Thursday. Again, combination of multiple choice and essay questions. We'll do some review in class before the test, or you may have a review sheet to take home. Some other points on miscellaneous assignments. I might give a quiz that's unannounced if I feel like people aren't coming to class prepared. If you miss one of these, you don't get to make those up. Those are just zeros. Assignments may be in class or out of class. So sometimes you work in teams in class on assignments. Sometimes you work individually on assignments outside of class. There is a penalty for late work in this class. Again, we're modeling an actual college syllabus. And in college, late work is not acceptable. So if you hand in an assignment on the due or after class on the due date, so in other words, the day after it's due, it'll be penalized 50% of the possible points. If it's more than 1 day late, you will not receive any credit for that. Out of class assignments have to be typewritten using complete sentences, proper grammar, and syntax. Make sure that everything is basically readable and legible so that you can get your content across. All class work and homework will either be completed or filed in your science notebook or typed to be handed in, and this includes Schoology, so typing assignments on Schoology to hand in. Not all assignments in the notebook are graded, but it is your responsibility to keep it neat and up to date, and we'll talk a lot about that in class and how that's going to help you. Because you are now an SMSU student, you also have access to their online learning management system, which is called Desire to Learn. And this is the information here to get logged in for that. Basically, you're going to use that mostly at the end of a quarter when you want to see perhaps your college grade. Other than that, transcripts will be accessible through that when you're all done with the class as well. Okay, on to the end of this. This is what I was talking about, the tentative schedule for tests and assignments and things. You can see that the first day of the school year is here, August 24th. Okay, so during this time period, we're going to be looking at a bunch of ecology topics. It gives you the chapters of the text that go along with those units, and then the tentative date of the first test, which is September 18th. And then from there, it goes through all the other assignments, units, chapters in the book, and then again the exams. There is no comprehensive final exam for this class. In other words, at the end of the year, you're not going to take one more test on everything you learned throughout the year. There are just 8-unit exams, and that is all. Again, one more reminder, don't forget to look at the video for the lab syllabus as well. And if you have any questions about this lecture syllabus in class, please bring them up and we will talk about them at length. Excited to have you in college biology, and I hope you're excited to be with us.